So welcome back to papas.marketing, and in this session I want to show you how you can set up your first automation with ActiveCampaign. So as you can see, we are logged into ActiveCampaign. You have here on the bottom reports, you have forms, you have lists, and you have also of course automations. And you know already that I created the list Papas Marketing, and under automations we basically start a new one and click new automation. So you can start from scratch totally, but there is also the possibility that you have already templates which you can follow, prospect follow-ups, customer follow-ups, and so on. But I don't want to confuse it too much, and I think it's just the best if we just start blank from scratch, that you can see the canvas and the user interface and see how it rolls. So the first thing what you can see is somehow something has to trigger an automation, right? So, and an automation, hopefully this is clear if I didn't mention it so far, it basically something triggers actions, automation actions. That means somebody signed up to your list, he's subscribed, and then you follow up with a sequence of emails, for example, right? And with the content you would like to tell him you're excited about, and you guide him through this. And I mean, one of the most common triggers, and this is why you see it as the first thing in this list, is of course subscribes to a list. So somebody signs up, obviously, and he subscribes to your list. In this case, it's papas.marketing, and then from here we go. So first of all, you are asked, of course, like, hey, select the list. Of course, it's Papas Marketing, and this action runs only once. I don't even go into advanced and segment the contacts entering this automation here. We just do it super simple, and I'll show you how it runs, right? Papas.marketing runs once and click add start. Boom. So then the first action basically starts and it says, hey, what do you want to do? So if somebody signed up, what are you going to do? And the most common thing people choose is, of course, send an email, right? Now, the next step is, hey, you don't have any emails to send, but you can create one, right? Because I didn't even write anything yet. And then I can say, hey, this is my first email. And I basically say, welcome, okay? And whatever you name this email here, it's not visible to your contacts, so don't worry about this for now, but I create one. So, and now you see here already templates I created before, or I have been using, before, and it's kind of some funny stuff. You see here some email templates from me and my children, and whatever I have been using before, or here was like riding on a horse and so on. But you can literally go with any email template that you like. I picked just like this one. This is neutral, and here you basically also specify what's the sender details, message, and everything you want to specify here. So first of all, my name is clear, but then also it's help@papas.marketing. And the email subject, now this is what your your audience will see in as a subject, is what you pick here. So welcome to papas.marketing, right? That's what we do. And then I say, put even my name in it, Bernard Reiter. So continue. Now you see it's loading already the first email template, and you can of course craft your own templates. You can design it with colors and whatever. This is actually funny because it's pretty close to the color I was picking. But now, I was choosing for Papas Marketing. But now you see actually how this email looks like. And now you can, so to speak, craft it, change your logo, put your logo in here, and I'll show you how it is. First of all, here you have also a link where the audience can view this email also in the browser. And you can see in the user interface, I'll show you how easy it is. You click on it and then you see all the options. You can change the font, you can change the typo, you can add a picture, you can add a link. And on the right side, you can also see like the line height, background colors, and the blocks, and you can choose this But as I told you before, I'm not going too much into the signing emails and everything because everybody has his own, color or identity or branding. I just show you what you can do here. You can delete this element, you can duplicate this element and so on. And for instance, I say like the first one I want to delete, and then I bring in here, of course, my own logos. So if I don't have my logo uploaded yet, I go on the marketing, and then I find hopefully somewhere a logo I might be able to use. I don't know, I just picked this one here right now. And then you see it's going to be uploaded, and when this logo is uploaded, you can exchange it and click on it, and it's basically replacing it. Then you also see here on the right side, like where should it go to? I mean, if you want to link this, of course, right? I want to go to my main page because this is all what we have so far, and I just like link it to papas.marketing. If somebody clicks on it, that's where he can find me. And now this is the same game, so to speak. You enter or you change like the images, you can click on it, exchange that, making sure that the links are set. You can create buttons, like even here. You also have here like the options where they should go and so on, and you can add pictures and do whatever you would like to do and write the content in your email, what you have to say to your audience, right? And on the bottom, this is in any email automation marketing system the case by law. You always have to put in the information about the address of your company, the list, and of course you have to give your audience always the option to unsubscribe or to change and edit subscriptions, or to even change the profile data and unsubscribe it all, of course, right? So yeah, that's about it. On the right side, you see like you can add images, you can add buttons, you can add videos, spaces, and so on. You can play with all those settings, but like I said, in this particular case, it's not so much about designing that email. It's just more showing you the process and what's doable, right? So you click next on the upper right corner, and you go to the next section. And there we go. You see already the subject, that is set. And there is a snippet of the text that appears after the email subject line. You can also, of course, populate that or basically copy that and put in the same if you'd like. And as you can see, it goes actually pretty quick and pretty simple. Also here, for instance, when you click into the settings, you want to make sure that you have a reply email setup, and you have this here in the email settings. So there is the settings. And you want to make sure when you go through this that everything looks all right, and you can also send a test email. How does this look like, in my email inbox? And it even shows you, did it, pass the spam check and so on. So that's pretty cool, Of course, mobile, responsive, and so on. This is all been taken care for. So you say close and you click next. And what else to say? So that's about it. That's the address, what you specify. And of course, you want to track like that the email was opened and that somebody was, for instance, clicking a link in the email, And what is not set up yet is like the reply tracking or the Google Analytics tracking. But anyways, send test email, you can do this, preview the email and so on. But so to speak, this email, the first email, is set up and ready to go. Now, this is actually what you can see here, the automation process flow. And you see we did not specify this automation yet. So I call it Papas Marketing for newcomers, for new subscribers or whatever, right? And so this is basically how you set up the first flow, and I save this. And that basically means as soon as somebody is entering, no matter what, that's the condition, right? That's the trigger. He's subscribing from your homepage and goes through the setup, types in the data, and is to the thank you page. He is, so to speak, inside of the system, right? The thing is, of course, this is only going to be triggered if he confirms, because we have been setting up the double opt-in in our list, right? That's very important. And you really want to do that these days. You don't want to have just a single opt-in. So I would not do it. I would not recommend it. But if you feel like you want to do this, feel free to do it. But anyways, you see now how it works. So like contact list papas.marketing, and as soon as he enters, he gets this first welcome email. You see also here a nice preview, and that's super cool. So what I usually do as well is I also send a text message, right? And as you can see, this feature is only available with the Plus or Enterprise plan. And this is for a lot of people, like at the beginning, oh my God, you know, email automation systems that can cost you so much money, etc. And I do understand this. And that's why I chose actually ActiveCampaign, because if you start from ground zero, you don't have the money until you make some revenue. You know, you want to make sure that things like are working even with a small audience. And ActiveCampaign gives you also the option to work with third-party providers, and that's really cool. And therefore, you can, for instance, set up a so-called webhook. And a webhook allows you to basically trigger another action with the provider outside, which I usually do. And so I work with Zapier together, and I can set up also then a text message that's going to be triggered and sent out directly to my audience, right? And this is really up to you. I mean, you can set this up and say, like, I want to send out the text message all the time whenever I send also an email, or you can make conditions. And in this particular case, it's basically saying, first of all, I want to wait a little bit for a specific time. I want to give my audience 1 day time to see if he receives my email, right? So you need to give him this waiting time. And then after you give him some time, you say like, hey, now I want to set a condition. And the condition, I mean, the conditions could be lots of different things, but in this case, I would say it's an action. And I would say has opened or has not opened, whatever you like, you know. So if he has opened that email, then what's next, you know? And then you can say, hey, I want to have another email that is going to be sent to my client, right? So you can choose this for now, and you can create then another email or whatever, and you can click OK. So now, as you can see, does the contact match the following conditions? Has opened any campaign in this particular case? Probably would be better. Sorry, this is what I missed now here. Has he opened that particular welcome email? So right now we say, hey, the automation started. I sent him a welcome email with my information package or whatever, and I gave him 1 day to look at it. Now the second condition is basically I say like, hey, what's after that? I mean, first of all, let's check. Did he open that welcome email? Yes or no? So if he did open that welcome email, I continue and send the next email, right? But what am I going to do if he did not open that email? What's happening then? Well, like I said before, I like to send a friendly reminder with a hook. And let's call this here just SMS. You know, I do this later and show you exactly how you can do this. But I basically say, hey, if he opened it, yes, I want to send another email. If he did not open it, I want to send him a friendly reminder of a text message. And then later on, I send him back to this condition and send him another email, okay? So this is the start and that is the beginning. Of course, there are lots of things in the automation system, lots of options and conditions, what you can do. You can add tags, you can do lots and lots of things, but I want to keep it simple. And you know, the most important things is actually sending emails, making sure that he has opened it. And if he didn't open after a certain period of time, you send him hopefully a friendly text reminder if you have his cell phone number. And keep in mind, when you're going after clients, and let's say you have a running campaign and you pay money for an ad, you want to make sure you can reach them. So imagine if you did not collect his cell phone number and you only have his email, and let's say you pay for a customer already like $4 or $5. So that means you paid for, 10 customers $50. And you can spend a lot of money on ads, and it can cost you quite a lot. But then imagine, let's say you spent like $1,000 for getting like, I don't know, 100 clients, right? So that's already a significant amount of money, especially when you start. And so you have to understand, if you paid $1,000 for 100 clients, and you can only reach 50 clients by email anymore, because the other 50% of the folks are not even opening the email anymore, or they are landing in their spam folder or in the promotion folder, and you can't reach them, then it's a real bummer, because like $500 went straight down the toilet, right? So for that particular reason, I always ask for the cell phone number, because I want to be able to reach them. Of course, your audience always can turn off the cell phone or can opt out even from the text message. But hey, if you're friendly and you send a friendly reminder and you say like, hey, you didn't see the email, actually I was sending to you, I just sent you an email, maybe you want to double check that, right? So your chances of increasing your open rate is of course much, much better, and the chances to reach out to your clients also by text message or to reach them at all is much better, right? So that's what it is. But anyways, this is the explanation and getting started feature video, so to speak, how to set up your first automation. And you can continue this, of course, and follow up in the 10 long email sequence, but that's how you do it within ActiveCampaign. And last but not least, of course, before I close this video, it's very important, check this here on the upper right corner. I really want to mention that you have the status inactive and active. So as long as this is inactive, right, on red, nothing happens. So if somebody would sign up, but it's not on active, so you really want to make sure that this is checked on active. Now it's really active, now it's sharp, and people, when they sign up to your list, will start immediately going through this funnel here. So I hope this makes sense, and that's for it. That's for now for this video, and hope to see you in my next video.